Yesterday, SNP Health Secretary Humza Yousaf absolutely stacked it when he fell off a scooter in Holyrood. You love to see it. It's a metaphor for the SNP's ability to run a country, I think. Now, Humza Yousaf already appears to be injured, but it's a good job he didn't need an ambulance after he headbutted the floor, because he might have had to wait 40 hours for it. That's right, the SNP has called in the military to help drive ambulances. Whose military is that, out of interest? Ah, yes, of course, now it's the UK, isn't it? So not only can Scotland not run its own health service, an independent Scotland would presumably not be able to call on our armed forces to sort it out. I suppose they could just call the EU army in when they inevitably rejoin the Brussels bloc, but it will probably take them several years to arrive. I think I'd rather get ill in Eritrea than Edinburgh, to be honest with you. A man died after waiting 40 hours for an ambulance. There was a woman who waited 8 hours with a fractured hip, an 86-year-old who was also left lying on the floor for 8 hours, and a man in Kilwinning who had to wait 23 hours for help. You just add this to the fact that there are investigations underway into contaminated water at Scottish hospitals, Europe's worst drug addiction problem. For a while, Sturgeon was worse than any other UK leader when it came to rolling out the vaccine as well. Meanwhile, Humza Yousaf, the actual health secretary, just seems to spend most of his time banging on about white people. And Nicola Sturgeon seems more focused on gender-neutral children than sick children. I very much doubt that the notion that the people of Scotland care more about pronouns than they do about their health care. While the SNP bigwigs are busy virtue signalling, lots of people, frankly, are dying. And I can't help but feel there's something a bit suspect about Humza Yousaf's car crash video. Why was it being filmed? His aides seem to know exactly where the camera was. Doesn't this just smack of a slick virtue signalling video gone wrong? And of course, the professional whingebag piped up and said that he thought the video shouldn't be publicised. Funny that, because Mr Yousaf gleefully tweeted about Douglas Ross falling over during a football match. There's always a tweet, isn't there? There's always a tweet. Look, it's a question of competence, isn't it? The SNP has been accused of endangering Scots abroad as well as at home after refusing to agree to a post-Brexit bill to introduce reciprocal healthcare with foreign countries for holidaymakers. So the Health and Care Bill gives Sajid Javid, the UK's Health Secretary, powers to strike agreements with countries outside Europe, allowing their respective citizens to access each other's healthcare systems. So the SNP is arguably not protecting Scots at home or abroad. When the people of Scotland look at Sturgeon and Yousaf, do they actually see competent people? Do they see people who they think could actually run a country? Or do they see plastic politicians who haven't actually shown any real evidence of being proper leaders?